Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be doing a review and install of these American modified Jeep JL Wrangler floor mats. If you're new here, welcome to the channel and don't forget to subscribe down there. So American Modified reached out to me and asked me if I would do an install and review of their floor mats, and I intend to give you guys a complete and honest review. Now, I personally do not own a JL yet, but my buddy over at Four Wheeled Adventures has this sweet JL here, and he is in need of some floor mats. So I figured I would do the video for you guys, as well as he would get a nice set of floor mats. And they are extremely comparable to the factory Mopar sets for a fraction of the price. So let's go ahead and see what's all in the box and what we need to do to install them. So this here is everything that comes in the kit. You have your passenger and driver's floorboard piece here, and then you have the rear seat as well. And I do like that it also covers that section in the middle, that nice little hump. It gives you some protection there as well. These are extremely deep, the back not as much as the front, but look at these. You could spill your entire Coke in there and all you gotta do is drain it, and you don't have to worry about any of your carpet getting wet. So far, honestly, I really like them. I am gonna take a closer look at them real quick, and then I will show you guys what I like the most and some of the things that maybe I don't like, but so far, they're great. So I've been looking at these for quite a few minutes now. I went ahead and pulled out one of my Mopar floor mats so I could really compare things. And I went ahead and took a really good look at all of these floor mats in comparison to all of the ones in my Gladiator. And there are just a couple of differences, but so far I don't see anything I don't like. Now, right off the get-go, the most obvious difference is this is where the factory mat says Jeep, and obviously these are not Jeep brand floor mats, so it doesn't say Jeep on them. Not that big of a deal, especially if you're getting these floor mats, which work just as good for a fraction of the price. One other difference that I did notice is the design right here. This has more of that like topographical map design. This here is just like a terrain design that is like rocky, or however you want to look at it. Or you could almost look at it like it's a camouflage pattern. But I mean, so far, I think they're great. The material is exactly the same, it feels like. So far, they do seem extremely durable. Now, one more difference that I noticed is how they mount. These ones have just a little bit of different hardware than the factory ones. That shouldn't matter as long as everything mounts just fine. Now, where I noticed a lot of similarities is in the rear mats. Once again, a little bit of a different design. The shape is exactly the same. Once again, it doesn't say Jeep here, but what it does have is this little Jeep in the hump here. I really like how they added this Jeep here to the center. And another similarity to the Mopar mats is this design right here. This little mining emblem, whatever you want to call it, is on the factory mat as well. And I think that that is super cool. So far things are looking really good for these floor mats. If you are interested in these floor mats, go ahead and check out American Modified. You can use the link down in the description below. And don't forget to use code VENTURE for an exclusive discount off your entire order. Now, let's go ahead and throw them in. So, obviously, the first step in the installation process is going to be removing the factory floor mats. All right, so next up, we're going to focus our attention right in this area right here. This is going to be the same on the passengers and the driver's side. Right here, you can see that there is a little kind of halfway cut out piece in the carpet. We're going to go ahead and remove that. Now, it is kind of stuck on there just a little bit. It's not completely removable, so I'm going to take my knife and just continue along that line and cut the rest of the carpet out. Also, these knives are really cool. If I can find some on Amazon, I'll go ahead and put a link down in the description below. But it is a blade, as well as you push this a little bit farther and you've got a nice little scraper right there. These things come in so handy. And now that I am all nice and cut through, I can just peel that out. and toss that because we do not need it anymore. And then once that is out of the way, this here is actually a drain plug from the factory. We're just going to reach in there and pull that out. It's just a little piece of rubber. And once again, you want to repeat that process on the other side. Now, if for some reason you got your Jeep used and you don't have those little rubber plugs from the factory, don't worry, they are available on Amazon. They are extremely cheap. I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description below. Now, you want to take your floor mats and grab some of your hardware here. You've got two plastic inserts here. This one that is solid goes on the top, and the one that's open goes on the bottom. You stick them together, it kind of sandwiches the floor mat. So we just stick this one up in from the bottom, and then we can push this one down from the top, and they will click together. And then while you're at it, go ahead and do that with all of your floor mats. That way you can get it all done at the same time. And then once you have those just like that, go ahead and slide your floor mat in, and you should be able to click these into the little tabs that are in the floorboard to help hold it in place. And then also make sure that your drain hole is lined up. Make sure it goes down in there, and then just give it a good hard press, and you will actually hear it click in place. And then once you've got it in place and nice and locked in, you can take that rubber drain plug that you pulled out of the metal floorboard underneath the carpet, and it should just set right in. Now, once again, if you don't have these, or if they look all nasty and worn out like this one and you don't like that, I'll go ahead and leave a link to new ones down in the description below. Now, moving on to the back here, I already have my hardware. They do mount just a little bit different from the front. There are no drain plugs in the back. Now, that's not a thing with these floor mats. That is just how the Jeep is designed, so we're not going to be having any drain holes in the back. The biggest difference is this piece that goes over the hump. Now, I'm going to show you how it goes together here, because it'll be a lot easier for you guys to see before I put it down in the floor. There are some tabs right here, as well as some holes, and then some tab holes, as well as some raised surfaces here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by sticking the passenger side in first, and then we are going to interlock these two pieces, just like so, and then lay the driver's side down on in. So I'm going to throw the passenger side in real quick, and then the driver's side, and then we'll see how it looks overall. Once again, set it down in the floor, lock your tabs on in, and then we're going to set the driver's side down on in and interlace our pieces. And now let's take a closer look. So, starting with the rear here, I really like the design. I'm not gonna lie. I like the Jeep over here as well as this over here. The plastic caps, I can honestly say I do like the way the Mopar ones mount better, but these actually work pretty good. I just feel like maybe they're a little bit loose, but overall, not that big of an issue. Now, these are a molded fit, but there is a little bit of play in everything. It's not quite a perfect fit, but neither are the Mopar ones. Where it comes up over this hump, there's a lot of play right here as well. But once again, my Mopar ones were the exact same way, maybe a little bit tighter, but there's definitely a lot of play right here on my Mopar ones as well. If it does bother you, it'd be really easy just to set something underneath there just to kind of eat up some of that play. But once again, I really don't think it's that big of an issue. And the longer they sit in the vehicle, the more they're going to kind of mold to things as they get hot. Now, moving on to the front right here, I did notice that closer to the center where these ones mount, there is a raised portion right here. I don't know if that's just because the knob that they go onto sits up too high, or if that is something with the design of the floor mats. Either way, I don't think it's that big of an issue. Once again, with use, they'll form a lot better. It does create a little bit of a high spot right here, but once again, not the biggest deal. Also, I noticed that the holes were not exactly lined up perfectly with the pins in the floorboard, but I honestly don't think my Mopar ones are perfect either. So, comparable to the Mopar ones, for half the price, I would definitely buy these ones over those ones, but that is just my opinion. So overall, I would definitely give these floor mats a thumbs up. I really like the way that they look, the way that they function. I did have a couple of problems with the plastic pieces when I was sticking them together. I did break a couple of those rings that go up in the bottom, but they still all lock nice and tight. It wasn't really an issue. It doesn't affect the performance of them. It doesn't affect how well they actually mount. I just thought it would be some good information for me to share with you instead of just saying they were 100% great, no problems. That's where the whole honest review comes in. But overall, I think these are awesome. They're less than half the price of the same basic floor mats from the dealer. The only difference is one says Jeep and one doesn't. Once again, these get a big thumbs up from me. Don't forget to check them out. I'll go ahead and leave a link down in the description below. Also, do not forget to use code VENTURE at checkout for an exclusive discount on your entire order. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. As always, don't forget to subscribe down there. You can check me out on Instagram at It's Project Venture, as well as the Tickety Talk at It's Project Venture. Thanks for watching.